Hey Canucks fans, Brock Boeser may be underrated or underappreciated a little bit, but he's going to have a huge impact on the success of the Vancouver Canucks this season. I'm Canuck Clay. I'm the founder of the GLCPC, the Good Looking Canucks Positivity Club. This is my Canucks take, all in one take. It's Clay's Canucks commentary for Tuesday, September the 14th. If you're new, this is what you should do. Hit the subscribe button now for daily Canucks insight that's positive, timely, and trustworthy. And as always, this vlog is brought to you by Perform and Transform, personal training and weight loss. Click on the link below to sign up for a free 7-day trial. Thanks to everyone who joined us for season 2, the season 2 debut of Canucks After Dark last night. Parker and I had a lot of fun making our predictions, our prop bets. I'll put that link in the descriptions below. Make sure you join the contest. It's free, and you might win something cool at the end of the year. We talked about Brock Boeser yesterday, and it came up in Canucks After Dark. I've been thinking he's come up a lot in my live streams. He's actually my second favorite player on the team. You guys know that Bo Horvat is is my favorite current Canucks player. Luongo is my favorite all-time player, but Bo Horvat is my favorite player. And I'd say, as much as I love PD and Hughes and Demko, I'd say Brock Boeser is a second to Bo Horvat. I love his demeanor. I love his humility. I love how he's got a real sense of, I think he's really mature for his age, quite frankly. You can hear it in the way he talks. You can hear it you can see it in what he does, how he engages people, fans, what he's like in his own hometown, his community, taking care of his friends, taking care of his family, so on and so on and so on. So that's why I like Brock as so much as a player and as a person. On the ice, I think he sometimes gets a little bit underappreciated. It's not a disrespect or anything like that. I just think that Elias Pettersson makes the more highlight reels, and Quinn Hughes is a bit more flashy, and we always talk about Horvat's leadership, and you got Miller swearing all the time and playing well. I'm not sure why I said that. And then Demko with his new contract. So there's maybe 4 or 5 guys that you might think of before you think of Brock Boeser. But when you look at Brock Boeser's stats and you look at his consistency over his 4-year career so far, it is very impressive. And that's why I think he's going to be such an important part of the success for the Vancouver Canucks, the hopeful success for the Canucks this season. Now, we know that Brock was selected in the 2015 draft, 23rd overall, so near the bottom of the first round, because the Canucks were pretty good in the year 2014-2015. And when you look at the stats, he's in the top 10, despite being picked 23rd, he's in top 10 in scoring for guys in his draft class. And then when you do points per game, then he shoots ahead of guys like Travis Konechny and others, where he becomes, I think, top 5, top 6 in that draft, which is pretty good, which is really good when you think of some of the guys that were drafted in that year. So, i.e. Austin Matthews. So 2015, no, it was Matthews 2015 or it was Matthews 2014, it was McDavid 2015. Regardless, I should have looked it up before I started, but you guys can look that up. There's a lot of really good players in that draft class for sure. So you look at that, and you look at Boeser's success over the past 4 seasons. Some people wonder a little bit, is he too fragile? Is he injury prone? So in his first 3 seasons, he did not play all the games. I think in his rookie season, he had the back injury right near the end of the year, which probably cost him the Calder Trophy against Matthew Barzal, which is fine. He was still a finalist. And then he's had a couple other injuries, his wrist and such. But last season, he played all 56 games and was the Canucks leading scorer in last season. So that bodes very well for this season. And that was a season, remember, where PD wasn't even playing for half the year. So maybe you say, well, that's why Boeser was the leading scorer, but you also take away your best weapon as your centerman. I expect Boeser to always be on the first line. You're talking about JT Miller. Is he going to start on the Lotto line? Is he going to be a third-line center? That's fine. But one thing, Boeser's never going to play center. So that's why Boeser will be basically on the top line, I think, and really attached to PD's hip in a good way. And we've seen the cool things that they can do together. So Boeser, I expect him to keep his really good scoring stats up. And whether he's on power play 1, as he's been, whether he's on power play 2, if you try Connor Garland as the other right shot, who knows? But I still think Boeser will get his points. And yesterday in Canucks After Dark, I predicted that he'll be the Canucks' second leading scorer at 71 points for the season, which is about a .85, points per game clip sort of thing. Why is Boeser so good? Well, when he came in the league, we knew that he had a lethal shot, one-timer for sure. I think that was the one thing that we started to really noticed. And then, there after his wrist injury in his second season, there were concerns. Maybe his shot isn't what his like. Or sorry, his one timer and his wrist shot. His wrist shot was the one that would really catch goalies. Like Carey Price, that famous goal in Vancouver, catch a lot of goalies off guard. And then he had that wrist injury. So then you're wondering, has he lost some of his shot, the impact of his shot, the velocity? But between his wrist shots, his one-timers, he doesn't do a lot of slap shots. He does do snap shots as well, but mostly wrist shots, one-timers. One-timers are slap shots, but I think one thing about Boeser is he likes to kind of settle the puck and then cradle in for a quick snap shot or more likely a wrist shot. So we know that his offensive game from a shooting perspective is there. I do think his skating has gotten better over his 4-year career for sure. I do think that his battle, the way he battles for pucks, I think that's one of the things that have increased the most, that I've really appreciated about Boeser for sure, is he's always in puck battles, and he's not slight, right? He's not the biggest guy ever, but he's not small, so he's not afraid to get in on the boards and fight for those pucks. I think he's a lot better defensively, both positionally and hustle, and from a hustle standpoint. So I think all those things, he is a lot better. I think the one thing that he could work on a little bit is his passing. No one's expecting him to be Wayne Gretzky, but I do remember commenting a lot last year and other seasons past, where sometimes he passes it so hard, he passes it like he's shooting it. So they'll come over the blue line and they'll try a cross ice pass, and it'll like go off his teammate's stick or off the boards, and then they might lose possession or at least have to chase it down. Now I guess that's better than doing too wimpy of a pass where it just kind of muffs into the middle of the ice and then they intercept the pass and go the other way. The other team does. But still, that's the one thing that I think, I didn't look up passing stats before I started this vlog, but that's one thing that maybe he can improve on a little bit. But I think I'm really splitting hairs. Now, the biggest thing is this is a contract year for Boeser. He's entering the third year of that 3-year contract that pays him $5.875 million AAV. But because he was under the old rules, the qualifying offer for him, because he'll still be an RFA at the end of this contract, the qualifying offer for him will be equal to his the last year of his contract, which is $7.5 million. If Boeser has a good year, I don't think 7.5 is an overpayment. If he has a bad year, then that's going to be a little bit tricky, and I hope we don't have to have that conversation. But I would love it if he makes it difficult for the Canucks to keep him, and I think the Canucks will do everything to keep him. Because if you don't sign him and let him walk away, then you're going to be looking for a top line right winger anyway. So I fully anticipate the Canucks to keep him. The Canucks love to keep the guys that they've drafted and developed, then i.e., well, early still, but Horvat, Pettersson, Hughes, Demko, and so on. Although, as I say that, I think of guys that Gaudette have gone, but I think that's the exception more than the norm. So I would love it if Boeser has a massive year and then makes that $7.5 million qualifying offer. Remember, he doesn't have to accept it. It justifies that. And then you can negotiate long. He doesn't have to accept the qualifying offer, but then you can negotiate a new contract. And maybe you go long term, and then that number doesn't have to reach $7.5 million. Maybe he takes a $7 million contract, a 7.25, a 6.75. Who knows? We have a year to get to that point. But we know that this is going to be a contract year for Boeser, so even the more we expect him to play very well, to play very motivated. But I don't think he needs the incentive of a contract to motivate him. I think he's very driven. He wants to succeed. He wants to succeed in Vancouver. And for all those reasons, that's why he's my second favorite player. So Canucks fans, as we get to this, tell me what you like about Brock's game and give me a point guess, a point projection for him. I said 71 points for this season for Brock Boeser. So let me know what you think. Let me know in the comments below. We'd love to know what you think. What do you like about Brock's game, and what's your prediction for his points for this season? Again, if you want to join our Canucks After Dark prop bet pool, which this is one of the questions, I'll leave the link in the descriptions, and I'll leave the link in the descriptions going forward in my videos, because I think it's a pretty cool concept that Parker came up with. So I encourage you to join us in that little contest. All right, shout out to my Hall of Fame, I gotta get used to this. Shout out to my hero members, nucksfan number 29, Justin Credible, Lucas Gates, and Andrew Chang, and to my Hall of Fame members, Jens95, simalexander, Chris Seifried, Adam Broomfield, and Shannon Hollingworth. Thanks for your support as always, and thanks to the support of all members of all levels. You are listed in my video descriptions. If you want to become a member of the CCC Crew, press the join button underneath this or in my videos, or on the memberships tab on my YouTube channel. Subscribe if you'd like to, like this video if you'd like to, become a member of this channel if you'd like to, leave a comment down below if you'd like to. Favorite thing about Brock's game, and how many points will he get this season. Stay safe, stay healthy, take care of yourselves, and take care of each other. Have a great day. God bless, and go Canucks go.